So it's a pleasure to be here today as we commemorate the 2025 International Women's Day. As torchbearers of a legacy shaped by courage and excellence, women such as Chief Mrs. Titi Ajanoku, Senator Iyabo Anishulo, Right Honorable Adewumi Ononuga, Right Honorable Titi Oseli, Professor Oyinade Olurin, Honorable Justice Olatokunbo Olopade, Dr. Oluwatoyin Madeyin, women who have shattered barriers and redefined leadership. We are all here with a common purpose to collectively accelerate action on advancing women's leadership opportunities and achieving true gender equality. Let me begin by acknowledging the steadfast support of His Excellency Prince Dr. Abiodun CON, the Governor of Ogun State, who has proven himself to be a true he for she champion. Under his leadership, Ogun State has witnessed an increase in the number of women appointed to key positions in government. I also pay tribute to our First Lady, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, whose tireless efforts through the Ajoshi Foundation have continued to improve the lives of women and girls across the state. From economic empowerment programs to health and education initiatives, her work is making a real impact, and we deeply appreciate her dedication. Ṣèrí women supporting women gbàtẹ́rì tí gómìnà ẹ pàtẹ́wọ́ púpọ̀ ẹ pàtẹ́wọ́ fún sísítà mi ó yá ẹ pàtẹ́wọ́ tó rinlẹ̀ ẹ bá ṣe ń kí àwọn dádì àwọn máa kí àwọn mọ́mì náà ṣé ti yé yín. Equally, I commend our Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Honorable Adijat Adeleye, for her passion and commitment to women's empowerment and the fight against gender-based violence. The work she leads is critical in ensuring that women are not only included in governance, but also protected and supported in society. For many women actively involved in politics and governance, the journey has been anything but easy. It is a path marked by resistance, exclusion, and sometimes outright disregard. Too often, the women who dedicate the most time, energy, and commitment to political structures find themselves sidelined when the real opportunities for appointments and leadership roles arise. They campaign, mobilize, and build the foundations for success. Yet, when it is time to reap the rewards, they are pushed to the margins, overlooked in favor of others, often men, who may not have made the same sacrifices. This is a frustrating and deeply unfair reality, but one that we must confront strategically, not just emotionally. The truth is, while some women are overlooked despite their competence, others may not have the requisite skills, qualifications, or networks needed to rise through the ranks. The question, therefore, is, what are we doing to prepare ourselves? How are we positioning ourselves, not just to demand leadership, but to be ready for it? Leadership is not something we stumble into. It is something we must actively prepare for. We cannot afford to approach leadership casually or wait for opportunities to be handed to us. We must equip ourselves, position ourselves, and make ourselves undeniable. Wọn ò tiẹ̀ ní choice. Tó bá wọ̀ ọ̀tún, wọ́n á rí pé àwa làwa ń bẹ̀. Tó bá wọ̀ òsì, wọ́n á rí pé àwa làwa ń bẹ̀. Wọ́n á rí pé a kájú ẹ̀. But ká tó lè ṣe, à ń láti gbìyànjú, à ń láti tàràkà, káwa náà ti débẹ̀ pé tó bá ní kinní kan wá ní òun rè. Ok, tún mú BS, mú MS, mú training wá, gbogbo ẹ̀ á ti kó sápò. Tó bá ti ń lọ báyìí náà á máa fún wa. Abẹ́ gbọ́, ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ. This means actively seeking knowledge, sharpening our skills, and ensuring we have the credentials to back our aspirations. If you want to serve in government, have you taken the time to understand governance, policy making, and administration? If you want to rise in politics, are you involved in party activities beyond election season, building relationships, contributing to party structures, and proving your value? If you aim for a boardroom seat, do you have the necessary expertise, experience, and mindset to lead at that level? Aspiration without preparation, it leads nowhere. But preparation is not just about individual growth. For those who feel that they may have passed the stage of retraining, your role as a mentor is just as crucial. One of the greatest gifts we can give to young women is access. Access to knowledge, to networks, and to opportunities that can shape their leadership journey. I often say that being in the room, even as an observer, can be transformative. It exposes you to the realities of leadership, how decisions are made, how power is negotiated, and how influence is wielded. I simple like that, you. This is why we must be deliberate about exposing younger women to leadership experiences. And I thank the Honorable Judge for mentioning that in her remarks. Take them along to meetings, delegate responsibilities, and allow them to represent you at events. Madam, èmi nìkan ni mo lè ṣe, èmi nìkan ni mo lè ṣe. Nígbà tó bá tára bá kọ̀, èèyàn ní lọ́mọ fi lélẹ̀ sí o. Àwọn èèyàn wa náà ló máa sọ pé tí èkúté bá dàgbà, ọmú ẹ̀ ló mú. Nígbà tó bá dẹ̀ ti train ọmọ, nothing ló máa wà nílẹ̀ o. So ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fa àwọn ọmọ wa lẹ́yìn, àwọn tó wà lẹ́yìn wa, ká máa fà wọ́n sí pé èmi nìkan ni mo fẹ́ ṣe, owó yẹn wọn ni mo yẹ tí mo gbà, ká máa ṣe kó má rí nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Á tó yín tí o. That is why we must be deliberate about exposing younger women to leadership experiences, like I said. Nobody is too young to lead, and the earlier we push our proteges forward, the longer we will have to witness and benefit from their success. As we continue to advocate for more women in leadership, we must also acknowledge the immense responsibility that comes with occupying positions of influence. Leadership is not just about securing a seat at the table. It is about ensuring that our presence adds value, inspires change, and paves the way for others. Any woman in public office must see herself as more than an individual achiever. She's a symbol of possibility, a role model, and a standard bearer for the women who will come after her. As the most senior female politician in our government, I take this responsibility very seriously. I'm fully aware that every decision I make, every action I take, and even how I conduct myself in leadership is being watched, not just by those around me, but by women and girls who aspire to break barriers in their own right. Every woman in leadership is a reflection of what women can achieve. And whether we like it or not, our successes or failures will shape perceptions about the capacity of women as a whole. I therefore carry the weight of expectations, not just for myself, but for our entire gender. I do not have the luxury of mediocrity or complacency. Being in leadership is not just about holding a title. It's about setting a standard that demands respect, trust, and confidence in the capabilities of women. If we want to be taken seriously, we must deliver results, manage resources effectively, and make meaningful contributions to governance and development. We must be strategic, solutions-driven, and decisive in our actions, proving through our work that women belong in the highest decision-making spaces, not as token representation, but as essential contributors to progress. More than ever, we must reject the stereotypes that seek to limit us and instead embrace the responsibility of showing that women in leadership are competent, ethical, and transformative. Our achievements must serve as foundation upon which future generations of women can build. We are not just leading for today, we are shaping the narrative for tomorrow. Our theme for this year, Collectively We Can Accelerate Action, is a powerful reminder that progress cannot be achieved in isolation. No woman climbs the ladder of leadership alone, and neither can any one woman's singular effort dismantle the deep-rooted barriers that hinder women's advancement. To truly accelerate action, we must be deliberate about working together across professions, generations, and political divides to build a strong and united front that amplifies our collective voice. Women must see one another as allies, not competitors. Too often, the struggle for limited opportunities pits us against one another, when in reality, our strength lies in collaboration, mentorship, and the strategic sharing of knowledge and opportunities. But our efforts must not stop with women alone. We must also hold our male allies accountable. Because gender equality is not just a women's issue, it is a societal and economic imperative. Studies have shown that when women are in leadership, decision making becomes more inclusive, governance improves, and economies grow stronger. Societies that empower women experience better health, education, and economic outcomes. We need men who do not just say they support women's inclusion, but actively create space, open doors, and champion the advancement of women in meaningful ways. We need allies who recognize that gender equity benefits everyone and that investing in women's leadership is investing in the overall progress of our communities and our nation. Once again, I thank His Excellency Prince Dr. Abiodun for being our champion. In conclusion, as we round up this year's Women's Month, I urge every woman in this room to leave here with a renewed sense of purpose. My dear sisters, the women of Ogun State, whatever stage you are in your journey, whether you're just starting, you're at your peak, or you're transitioning into a mentorship role, there's work to be done. Equip yourself with skills and knowledge required for leadership. If you lack experience, seek it. If you have experience, share it. If you have the power to make decisions, use it to lift others up. Collectively, we can accelerate action. Thank you very much.
If you are not inspired, I don't know what's inspired. I'm inspired. Well done. Well done.